Hello everyone to this lecture of Basic Mathematics Part 6. So in today's lecture we are going to mainly discuss about the different kinds of expansions that you use in algebra. So these expansions can be used in either in mathematics or it can be used in even physics also at times. So expansions is a very important part of algebra wherein you learn how to expand various expressions and with the help of some common algebraic identities. So let us see what these different kinds of expansions are. With the help of these expansions, how can we try and get some answers to various kinds of questions or unknown quantities. So let us get started with this topic. So to start off with, we have some common expansions over here on the board, and all these expansions you have learnt in your lower classes, that is 8, 9, 10 standard. I think even before I do, some of you might be able to do these expansions and prove it to yourself. So let's get started and see all these expansions. So the first one is very common and you have used it very often. So this expansion is a square plus 2ab plus b square. The second one is just the minus sign in the middle term, the a square minus 2ab plus b square. This one is just the concept based on this. So what do you do over here? It's a square plus 1 by a square plus 2. So if you apply this particular expansion, then this is a and this is 1 by a. So both will cancel out and we'll just get 2 over here. Now this is the middle term over here in this. So if I write the middle term over here, it will be just minus of the first one and the other two terms will remain same. So this is commonly used, which is a square minus b square. A plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. How about this? This would be a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square plus b cube. What is this? A cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square minus b cube. Now this can be compressed and we can write it as a plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. So these are some common expansions that you should know. You should know at any given point of time. This would be written as a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. And finally, this one is just like multiplying a plus b plus c into a plus b plus c. So if you multiply this 2 times, these two brackets, then we would get the final expansion as a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. Now there are 2 more expansions. You can copy this down that you must know. So there are 2 more expansions, important expansions, with the help of which you can do any particular problem. So these are the basic building blocks of the main mathematics of physics that you are going to learn. So make sure you take this and you learn these expansions deeply. Let's see the other 2 expansions. Let's say we have a plus a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc. This expression can also be written as a plus b plus c into a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca. So this is something that you might not have learned till now, but this is what you have to remember. There's one more expansion. Let's say this is x plus a into x plus b into x plus c. So these expansions are called identities. Actually, these expansions are called identities. So identity is something that is valid for all the values of that particular expression. So if I take random values of a, b, c and x and I put it on left hand side and right hand side, both will come equal, and it is valid for any particular value of those variables. So here if we expand, then we will get an expression like x cube plus a plus b plus c into x plus ab plus bc plus ca. This should be x square, ab plus bc plus ca into x plus abc. So there are some very simple expansions on the board. Let us try and evaluate these expressions. So you can try with me. What you can do is, you can, while I am doing the problems, you too can solve and you can check your answer. So the first one is a very simple one, which is of the type x plus y the whole square or a plus b the whole square. So this now I am considering as x and this is y. So it should be done as 2a the whole square plus 2 times 2a plus 3b plus 3b the whole square, which means that the final expression would come out as 4a square plus 4 3s are 12ab plus 9b square. This is the first answer. Let's do the second one. So it should be 3x the whole square minus 2 times 3x minus 4y plus 4y the whole square. Now if I do this, I will get it as 9x square minus 24xy plus 16y square. Third one is of the type x plus y plus z the whole square. So we saw that the expansion of this would be a square plus b square plus c square plus 2a plus 2b plus 2bc plus 2ca. So this is of that type, which means that, let's say this is x, this is y and this is z. So what I do is I choose x as 2a, y as 3b and z as minus 4c. So it will be the expansion as x square plus y square plus z square plus 2 times xy, 2 times yz and 2 times xz. So this is how we go about it. Let's see how to do it. So if I were to expand this x plus y plus z the whole square, then its expansion would be x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xz xy plus 2x yz plus 2z times x. Now let's expand this. So we would get it as, now I am substituting the values of x, y, z that I got. So it would come out as 2a the whole square plus 3b the whole square plus minus 4c the whole square plus 2 times, I will multiply these two terms, I will get 6ab plus 2 times these two terms minus 12bc, and these two terms would be zx. Zx would be these two terms minus its ac. So now when we expand this further, finally the answer would come out as 4a square plus 9b square plus 16c square plus 12ab plus minus 24bc minus 16ac. So this is the answer to this question. Let us go further and do the other expansions as well. So the next one is 2x plus 3y plus 5 into 2x minus 3y minus 5. So 2x minus 3y plus 5 into 2x minus 3y minus 5. So now when we expand this, we have to observe some things over here. So it is not a direct expansion. You can see that we'll have to club the terms like so what we'll now do is we will write this as A and this as A. So we'll say that let 2x minus 3y be equal to some A. And if I do that, I get the expression like A plus 5 into A minus 5. So I've sort of tried and simplified the expression. Now this is a familiar relation for you and we can expand this as A square minus 25 because this is of the type A plus B into A minus B. Now A square we know because A is this. So we will substitute it and we will write it as 2x minus 3y the whole square minus 25. So this would be written as 4x square plus 9y square minus 12xy minus 25. So this should be the final answer of this particular expression. Let's do the last one. So the last problem is on similar lines, that is 2x, we can write this as 2x plus 1 minus 3 by x, and the other expression could be written as 2x plus 1 plus 3 by x. So now when we multiply this we can take as sum A. So it becomes A square minus 3 by x the whole square. But this is same as A is 2x plus 1. So we'll resubstitute and then we get it as this term. So now we can comfortably expand and we get it as 4x square plus 4x plus 1 minus 9 by x square. Let's go to the next set of problems now and let's see how, in what way we can do this. So the sixth one is like, you can clearly see that this has the relation A minus B, A plus B. So let's write the expression for that. So I'll write it as 3x minus 2y into 3x plus 2y. So this could be written as 9x square minus 4y square. Multiplying these two we can write as 9x square minus 4y square. And already we have this expression now, 9x square plus 4y square. So second time in the same expression we get, it is of the type a minus b into a plus b. So let's multiply it and we get 81x raised to 4, that is this into this, minus b square, that is 16y raised to 4. So this is the answer to this question. Let's see question number 7. So if I expand it, I have to use the formula for a minus b the whole cube. So a minus b the whole cube is a cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square minus b cube. This is what we get. Now when we expand, we get it as 27x cube minus 36x square y. When we expand this, we'll get 16 9s are 144 xy square minus 64 y cube. So this is the expansion of question number 7. Let's move on to question number 8 now. So if you clearly see, there can be two methods in which we can evaluate question number 8. Let us see what those two methods are. So we are interested in this part, x plus y minus 1 the whole cube. So this is the first one, although we are doing the same process. This is method number 1, wherein what we do is we choose this as sum a. If I choose x plus y as sum a and then I go about the expression would look like a minus 1 the whole cube. Now we are very familiar with this, we can of course expand. So we will expand it as a cube minus 3a square b plus 3ab square. I am not writing the 1 because that will multiply and anyways it won't be there. So minus 1. So this is what we get. Now in this particular expansion we can very well use x plus y. So we can resubstitute it, x plus y the whole cube minus 3x plus y the whole square plus 3 times x plus y minus 1. This is what we get. Now let's go further and expand this term. All the terms will expand. So we get x cube plus 3x square y plus 3xy square plus y cube minus 3 into x square plus y square plus 2xy, the expansion of this, then 3x plus 3y minus 1. So this would be the expansion of this particular expression. Now what would be the other method? That would be the question in your mind. So method number 2 we'll see. What we'll now do is, we will write this as x plus y minus 1 into x plus y minus 1 the whole square. Now we can expand this with a given formula, that is, we will keep this as it is, the first bracket, and this bracket we can write it as x square plus y square plus 1 square, that is a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab minus 2y, that is 2 times this into this, and then the third one, that is this into this minus 2 times this into this. So that would come as 2 times x into 1. Actually speaking, what happens over here is that we are doing plus 2 times y into minus 1, because here a is x, b is y and c is minus 1. So this would come as 2y times minus 1, and this would be 2 x times minus 1. So finally we would get it as minus 2y and minus 2x. Now we can very well expand this into this and we will get finally the same expression. Now let us go to problem 9 and 10. So problem 9 is of the type x plus a into x plus b into x plus c. So we have seen that x plus a into x plus b into x plus c, the expansion of this comes out as x cube plus a plus b plus c x square plus ab plus bc plus ca times x plus ABC. This is what we have. Now, you can clearly see that A is 2, B is 3 and C is 5. So, let us put up that in the expression. A is 2, B is 3 and C is 5. So, when we expand it over here, we will get it as x cube. A plus B plus C comes out as 8 plus 2, 10. So 10x square, AB, BC, CA. So AB would be 6. So this we would write as 6, BC 15 plus CA, that is 10. And this would be 6 5 is 30. So the addition of this 15, 6, 21, 31. So the final expression would come out as x cube plus 10x square plus 31x plus 30. Now the advantage of using this formula is that you can see that if I was not using this expression, then what I would do is I would expand this first, or I would multiply x square, then x into 3, then 2 into x plus 6. So this is a long process that we would do probably, and then we would end up getting the answer. But finally we will get the same answer, little more time is required in that. Now this would save your tremendous time, and it would save when you are writing a particular exam or when you are solving an objective type of question which needs to be done very fast. You can use this formulae at the right time and then you can get the answer very fast. Now I leave this as an exercise for you, the last problem, wherein you choose A as 1, B is minus 3 and C is minus 4. If you use this, you will get the answer. So now let us move on to the next section, and we will do a different kind of problem. Find the coefficient of the expansion, find the coefficient of x square in x square plus 2x plus 3 the whole square plus x square minus 2x plus 3 the whole square. So now if I talk about x square, let us say we have considered an expression like 2x plus 1 the whole square, and if I multiply this, if I expand this, I would get it as 4x square plus 4x plus 1. Now if somebody asks me what is the coefficient of x square in this, it is obvious that it is 4. What is the coefficient of x? It is 4, and then there is a constant term which is 1. So in this particular expansion now you are asked what is the coefficient of x square. You can try out this problem. You can pause the video and you can try this problem by yourself, and then I will write the answer over here. Also you can judge how much time it requires for you to solve this particular problem. So now let us see in what way we can do this problem. So now I'll do a particular thing and then I'll expand this. So what we'll do is, we will write this as this term we can write as A. So what we'll do is, we will write this term as A. That is, let us say x square plus 3 as some A for simplicity. So here also we have a common term, x square plus 3 is A. So if that is the case, I'll first expand this. So the expression now looks like A plus 2x the whole square and A minus 2x the whole square. So if I expand this, I'll get it as A square plus 2ax plus 4x square, and this one would be A square minus, so I'm sorry, this should be 4. This should be 4ax plus 4x square. This is what we get. Now I can clearly see that this middle term and middle term gets cancelled. So we'll cancel it out. And then what we are left with is these two terms of a square and these two terms of x square. So we'll club these terms to a square plus 8 times x square. Now I've just got a square, which can be easily simplified. Then we'll write 2 times, a was chosen as x square plus 3. X square plus 3 is a. So a square will be square of this. Then we'll get it as 8x square. Now if we expand again, we will get it as 2 times x raised to 4 plus 6x square plus 9 plus 8x square. Now you can see that when I multiply this 2 inside and I get the x square term out, it will not come out as 6x square, it will come out as 12x square, because 6 into 2 is 12. So this is 12x square and this is 8x square. When added together, it will come out as 20x square. So this is the answer that we want. That is, the net term of x square will be 20x square. Hence the coefficient of x square would be 20 in this answer. Now we have to evaluate 2 expansions. This is one and the other one would be 9.9 the whole square. Now we have learnt all these expansions, and if you do these multiplications by a normal method, that is 10.3 into 10.3, this will take some time. It will take some time. Also the same applies for 9.9. But if we apply the expansions, let us see how much time it takes for this to expand. So if I break it up as 10 plus 0.3 the whole square, you can see that 10.3 is 10 plus 0.3. So I can treat this as A and the other one as B and then expand. So if I expand this, I will get it as 100, that is the expansion of 10 square, plus 2 times 10 into 0.3 plus 0.3 the whole square, which means that this expression would be like 100 plus 20 into 0.3 is 6 plus 0.09. So ultimately we get the answer as 106.09. How about this? Similar. So we can write this as 10 minus 0.1 the whole square, and then expanding we will get it as 100 minus 2 times 10 into 0.1 plus 0.1 the whole square, which will finally be written as 100 minus 20, 100 minus 2 is 98, 98 plus 0.01. So answer would be 98.01. So given a particular expression, given a particular calculation, if you can make it fast, not that every time you will get such calculations, but if you have an opportunity to use these expansions, um, it is very important that they are there at that point of time in your mind, and only then you can use them at the right point of time. So if you have not revised a particular basic concept for quite a bit of time, it becomes difficult to apply it when the actual situation comes. So that is why we are trying to revise as many things out of basic mathematics which are possible at this stage. So make sure you do these examples by yourself, try them out, practice it, and try and get to the right answer. Because often we have observed that whenever students are doing some kind of calculations, there are two important things because of which the answer may go wrong. One, because they don't know the concept. Two, because of silly mistakes or calculation mistakes. Even you, at some point of time, you might have experienced that you have done a lot of calculation mistakes and you lose marks because of it. Of course, marks is there, marks you will get, but then the thing is, when you do these problems effectively, if you want to do these problems effectively and efficiently, then one important part is calculations. So calculations in algebra has to be done perfectly to arrive at a perfect answer. Hence, these things are important. Now you can see that there is one expression on the board, and it says that if a plus b plus c is 0 in one particular condition, then you have to prove that a cube plus b cube plus c cube is 3abc. So you can pause the video, you can try this problem, and you can check what I am doing on the board. So the best thing that you can do over here is, you can see that from this point I want to go to an expression which contains cubes. So if I want to go from linear to cube, obviously I have to cube both the sides. So what both the sides I am talking about, let us see that now. So what we will now do is, we will slightly modify this expression and we will write this as a plus b is equal to minus c. So I have not done anything, I have just transformed the equation. Now what we will do is, we will expand it and we will cube on both the sides. What I am doing is, I am cubing on both the sides. So this becomes a plus b the whole cube is equal to minus c the whole cube. And now we can expand this as a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square is equal to minus c cube. So this could well be written as a cube plus b cube. You can see that 3ab is common, so we'll remove it out, 3ab, and inside what you have is a plus b. Now from the first equation, you know that a plus b is minus c. So in this a plus b, I try and substitute minus c. Let us see what we get. So a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into minus c is equal to minus c cube. Now the answer is there in front of you. If you transform c cube on this side and you can take 3abc on the other side, you will get what you want. Hence the result is proved. So as a part of important expansion and result, you have to remember this result permanently, that if a plus b plus c is 0, it means that that expansion is valid, and this is the condition that you have to remember. Now mind you, this is not always, this is only when a plus b plus c is equal to 0. You know one more expansion regarding this, and we have studied that. That is a plus a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc. This is equal to a plus b plus c into a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca. So this is something that we have learnt at the initial phase of this lecture. And here also you can see that if I put this condition, same result will come. That is, if a plus b plus c is 0, this expansion will become 0 entirely, the RHS. Then we will get the expression as this. So now based on this concept, we will try and do a few problems. It's given to us that x equals to 2y plus 6. This expression is given and we have to find the value of x cube minus 2y cube minus 36xy minus 216, or you can say that prove that this is equal to 0. So now what we'll do is, we'll just rearrange this and we'll write it as x minus 2y minus 6 equals to 0. Now this can be treated as a plus b plus c is equal to 0, where a is x, b is minus 2y and c is minus 6. So now I've got ABC, which says that a plus b plus c is equal to 0. So obviously I can say a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. This is the condition valid. So let us put abc in this and check whether we are getting the answer. So a is x cube plus b is minus 2y the whole cube, c is minus 6 the whole cube, and this is the multiplication of entire thing, that is x minus 2y and minus 6. Let us multiply this and check what we are getting. So we get it as x cube minus 8y cube minus 216 should be 36xy. Now you can very well see that if I rearrange this and get it in this form, then I'll get the value of this expression as 0, hence proved. Let's go to next problem. A is 1, B is minus 2 and C is minus 3. These are the values given to us. We have to find the value of the expression. Find the value of a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc by ab plus bc plus ca minus a square plus b square plus c square. So this is the value we have to find a value of this particular expression. You can pause the video and you can try this problem. Let us see in what way we can do this. If you clearly see, if you observe the values and you add all of these, what do you get? So there is one shift, actually this should be 2. Now if a, b, c you add, you will get a plus b plus c is equal to 0. So this is a plus b plus c is equal to 0. This is holding. This holds true over here. This is actually, I'm sorry, this is minus 2. And now what we can do is, a plus b plus c is not 0 in this case. But one thing we know for sure, that this could be expanded. And how do we expand this? We can write this as a cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc is equal to a square plus b square a plus b plus c into a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca. So you know that this is the expansion of this particular expression. Now if you put this expansion in the numerator, you can see something. This term we have in the denominator, same term, but it is the negative. So what we know is this, so this expansion divided by, we can write this particular expansion, that is AB plus BC plus CA minus A square plus B square plus C square. This could be written also as minus of A square plus B square plus C square minus AB minus BC minus CA. I can see that this cancels out, and then we get the value of this expression as just minus of a plus b plus c. So a plus b plus c is actually coming out as minus 4. So minus 4 into minus will give us plus 4 as the answer. So there can be a lot of variations in these kind of problems, wherein different kinds of expressions are given to you, and you will have to modify those expressions and get it into simpler form so as to solve it and get a final answer. Let us see one more such expression. Now in this case, the next problem, you have been given that a plus b plus c is equal to 0, and you have to find the value of a plus b the whole square by ab plus b plus c the whole square by bc and c plus a the whole square by ca. So this is we have to find the value of this expansion. Now in this particular question, you are not given with individual values of a, b, c. So you have to try some modification over here, try and modify the formula and get the answer. Let us see in what way we can do this. So what I am going to now do is, I am going to use this data and effectively substitute in the given expression and find the answer. So let us see, we know that a plus b could be written as minus c. Similarly, we can write b plus c as minus a, and the last one is, I can write a plus c is minus b. Now when we write this, we can effectively substitute it inside and try and simplify the expression. So a plus b is minus c, so I will write minus c the whole square by ab. This we can write as minus a square by bc, and c plus a the whole square could be written as minus b the whole square by ca. So now when we simplify, you can see that the LCM of this is ABC. So I'll multiply C over here, I'll multiply A over here, I'll multiply B over here. So I'll get one expression like a, b, c at the bottom, and over here we'll get c cube plus a cube plus b cube. So what I've done is I've just multiplied this with c and I've multiplied this with c. I multiply this with a and I multiply this with a, and I multiply this with b and this with b, so that I get a common LCM or common denominator as ABC. Now we know that when a plus b plus c is equal to 0, a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3 times ABC. So that is the answer. We can write this as 3ABC. 3ABC by ABC would give us the answer as 3 units. Again, we have a slight variation. So now we have the same kind of expressions, same expansions are to be used, and with the help of the earlier expansions only, we have to find the values of these quantities. So let us see in what way we can do it. Now a plus b is given to you and the product, that is a into b, is given to you. So let us see what we can do to this particular quantity. So let's say we want to find a plus b the whole square. Because why I'm doing this is because we have to go from this linear term to the square term. So let us see in what way we can do it. So a plus b the whole square would be a square plus 2ab plus b square. This we have learnt. But we know that a plus b is 3. So the square of it would be 9. A plus b value is given to us as 3. So the square of it would be 9. And a square plus b square, this is the quantity that we want. We don't know. So 2ab, ab is given to us, that is 2. So this could well be written as 2 into 2, that is 4. So it means that the value of a square plus b square is 5. Next, we want the value of a minus b. We know the value of a plus b. From that, we have to go to the value of a minus b. So what we are going to now do is, I'll use the same technique and I'll use a minus b the whole square. A minus b the whole square is nothing but a square plus b square minus 2ab. And now we have the first data, that is 5. So I'll just put it over here, that is 5, and we know ab is 2. So that is 2 into 2. So what we get is 1, that is a minus b the whole square is 1, and certainly a minus b would be plus minus 1. So a minus b would be plus minus 1. Two values are possible. So now that we have seen the first two terms, let us see 3 and 4 also. So these things are very simple once you understand how to use the expansions, and often used in algebra. Next, we have to find a square minus b square, which could be written as a plus b into a minus b. So a minus b, if you remember, we got the value as plus minus 1. So a plus b we know, that is 3, and this could be written as plus minus 1. So when it multiplies with plus 1, the answer would be plus 3, with minus it would be minus 3. So answer would be plus minus 3. Both the values are possible in this case. And finally comes a cube plus b cube. So a cube plus b cube would be, you can expand this and see, very easy. So what we can do is, we can write this as a plus b. We know the value of a plus b given to us, and then we can write a square plus b square minus ab. So in the first one we just found the value of a square plus b square, we know it, and we know the value of ab, that is 2. So if you expand and find this, you can get the answer. Now the next one is x minus 1 by x equals to 5. We will find a value of these three expressions. So I would recommend you to pause this video and try getting this answer by yourself. So when you get this answer by yourself, you will get some confidence. Let us see now what answer this will be having. So x square plus 1 by x square, that is what I want, and I have to move from this quantity. So when I expand this as square, it will be x square plus 1 by x square minus 2. Now x minus 1 by x is there with us, so 5 square would be 25 on this side, 5, this is 5, so square of it would be 25. And then this is an unknown quantity, x square plus 1 by x square minus 2. So we just want this, so the answer would be x square implies x square plus 1 by x square is 27. So that is the first answer. Now we have got the value of x square plus 1 by x square. From this we have to move to the power of x raised to 4. So what do you think would be the logic? The obvious logic is that we have to square this term. We have to square this term. Only when I square, I will get a power like x raised to 4. So what we will do is x square plus 1 by x square, the whole square would be x raised to 4 plus 1 by x raised to 4 plus 2. And if I do this, I know that the value of this is 27 square. And this is the unknown quantity that we require, plus 2. The value of this is 729. So the answer would be x raised to 4 plus x raised to 4 is equal to 727. Let's see the last expression now. So the last expression would be like x cube minus 1 by x cube. What is the way out? So a cube minus b cube, we know the expansion. We know the expansion of a cube minus b cube. So now we can write this as x minus 1 by x, that is a minus b, into a square plus 1, that is ab. If I multiply a into b, I will get this as 1 plus 1 by x square. So x minus x is there with us, that is 5, into this would be x square plus 1 by x square, which we already found in the first expression. So x square plus 1 by x square is known to us, plus 1. So x square plus 1 by x square, we found it as 25. Sorry, x square plus 1 by x square was found as 27. So 27 plus 1, 28. This would be the final answer to this. The answer comes as 140. Final answer would come as 140. Let's try two more problems before we wind up this session, and with this we are going to complete this part of expansions. So this one is given as, now we are given the square terms. So even though we are given the square terms, it is not a big thing, we just have to follow the same procedure. So x square plus 1 by x square is 7. So first we want the value of x plus 1 by x. Now what we can do is, we will write this as x plus 1 by x the whole square as x square plus 1 by x square plus 2. Now x square plus 1 by x square, this already is given to us. So let us substitute it. This becomes 7 plus 2, and thus we get the value of this as 9. which means that x plus 1 by x is nothing but plus minus 3. Both the values are possible. Similarly, if I expand this, the second one, the expansion would come as x square plus 1 by x square minus 2. So we know that this is 7, so 7 minus 2 would be 5, and thus x minus 1 by x would come out as plus minus root 5. And then comes the last one. You can clearly see that 2 is common. So if 2 is common, it comes as x square minus 1 by x square, which could then be written as 2 times x minus 1 by x into x plus 1 by x. So x minus 1 by x we already have, that is plus minus 3, and x plus 1 by x is plus minus root 5. Let's put it over there. So how many values do you think are possible in this particular expression? You can't do it as just positive or just negative, because let's say if I choose plus 3 over here and minus root 5 over here, there can be one combination. If I choose minus 3 and plus root 5, there can be another combination. If I choose this as plus and this as plus, the third combination, and minus can be the fourth combination. So basically you can get both the values over here, that is plus and minus. I mean it's not 4, it's going to be 4 combinations can be possible, but finally you will get 2 values. Plus minus 6 root 5 is the answer to this question. Let us see one more problem. So now it's given to us that a square minus 3a minus 1 is equal to 0, and we have to find the value of a square plus 1 by a square. This is what we have to find. How do you think we can evaluate this expression? The best way would be, you can see that somehow when the moment we started doing such expressions, we had expressions like a plus 1 by a minus 1 by a, such kind of expressions we had. So now we have to try and come to this expression, to try and get these expressions. What I do now over here is divide throughout by a. If I divide throughout by a, then this expression will be like a minus 3 minus 1 by a. So we get a minus 1 by a as 3. And if a minus 1 by a is 3, we can easily come to the expression now. That is, we will square it up, and after squaring we will get it as this, which means that we know the value of this, that is 3, so this should be 9 minus 2. So the value of a square plus 1 by a square should be 11. That is the answer to this question. So that's it for today. I'm winding up the session over here, and today what we have done is we have learned various kinds of expansions. So you'll be given a certain homework, and in those problems you can try and practice all these expansions. You can see whether you are able to apply your mind and you are able to get these answers in the given homework. If you have any queries, any doubts regarding these concepts, you can always contact me and we can have a discussion on this. So we are going to discuss similar concepts in the next few classes. so that entire part of the basic mathematics is revised, and when we start with the main syllabus, things become much clearer. Thank you.